It is official. The New England Patriots, they're back. The Patriots are back. I hate to tell you guys, if you're not a Patriots fan, if you're not, hey, the Patriots are back. The dynasty, the new dynasty, part 2, is back. And it's really everybody's worst nightmare, and I hate to tell you, but if you are a Patriots fan, hey, here we are. We're here again. The Super Bowl. Look, just thinking back a couple years, 4, 5 years, Tom Brady leaving, Cam Newton, starter. Thought, hey, he could possibly rejuvenate this team. He had a chance. Missed some plays. Didn't get it done. Turns on us this year because of Drake May. You know, we had Bailey Zappi trying it out. We had him under center. We had Mac Jones under center. We had Brian Hoyer stepping up. Hey, B-Hoy. Love him, man. But we never thought we could find the guy. And finally, 1-4 and whatever season, 4-win season, whatever it is, 4-12, whatever, 4-13. Bill Belichick gets the boot. We draft the next guy, Drake May. We drafted him. We got him. And look, I know we don't have to go through, and we all know the story, but it just seems not real. You know, you don't think of the beginning of the season where you see Vrabel getting everybody together, talking about identity, talking about how he wants to win championships, how he wants the division. And like I said last episode, I thought it was going to happen, but really, I was hoping it was going to happen. You know, it's still in the back of your head that the Bills have Josh Allen, and you know, who knows? The Chiefs were always dominant, but I did have a feeling the Chiefs were going to fall off a little bit, but that doesn't matter. And just the way things started coming together, you could see in the first game, it was like, oh man, this is interesting. But you trusted McDaniels with the hire of the year, besides Vrabel, the hire of the year, Josh McDaniels and Zach Core stepping up. But man, speaking of Zach Core, going into this football game, the whole coaching staff played this so well. They played it as a unit. You know, we win a 10-7 ball game, and you know the snow is coming. Sean Payton kicks the side. He doesn't kick the field goal. What is he doing? Is he the stupidest coach you've ever seen? Two scores. You would have been up 2 scores. It would have been 10-0. He goes for it on 4th and 1 with a backup quarterback on a naked bootleg with, I don't know if it wasn't a naked bootleg, but on a bootleg. And it's like, you saw that didn't work against the Texans. You saw that play didn't work. And you try it against them again. I mean, that was moronic. On the 15-yard line going in, and you don't kick the field goal. I mean, when I saw them lining up, and I think they ended up calling timeout because I think the time was running down. And then I was like, oh, they were just trying to. And then they come back out. And I'm like, oh, they're going to try to draw them off sides. They'll take the 5. It's only 5 yards. It'll be a chip shot anyway. It'll still be an easy field goal. And they still run the play. And Milton Williams, like he did all season, when he was healthy, all season, all playoffs, he came up again. This offensive line for the Broncos did not look like the number 1 rated offensive line in the league. Milton Williams and Christian Barmore were wreaking havoc on those all-pro guards. They didn't have a chance against those guys. 28% pressure rating from Milton Williams. I think he had 8 hurries, 8 quarterback hits or something like that, 8 pressures, or 28% pressure rating. I mean, against these all-pro guys, he dominated that game. That was domination by the interior defensive line, domination by the defensive coordinator of Zach Core, just absolutely just proving why all this talk about Stidham and, you know, Sean Payton telling the Broncos fans, oh, you guys got 2 weeks and then you guys got the Super Bowl. You can rest up a long time, 2 weeks, and you got the Super Bowl. Well, a lot of talking. Now they're trying to back it up. Oh, we had Stidham, so who cares? It was just a backup. Well, we heard all week that it was going to be the same thing, that they were still going to win the game. And when Gonzo got burnt, he got that mixed communication. I don't know if what happened. It looked like he kind of was thinking about sitting and realized, oh no, I'm in quarters. I think they looked like they were in quarters, and you knew that was going to be it. But then they run the boot, touchdown, and it was like, oh no, and then the Patriots go 3-and-out again. Oh my God. But there's a reason. Jarrett Stidham. Hey, once again, seems like you're a good guy. You seem like such a likable. He seems like a likable guy. Jarrett Stidham. I have so much respect for him. Like I said last video, also, it's just the nerves didn't get to him. Like I kind of said it could have whatever, but then I said I don't think it. He's played in big games before, and the cold weather. I don't really. He didn't seem affected. The first drive, he didn't look great, but then he hit the bomb the second drive, and he looked good. And then we needed a play. And who else? Who else but the interior guys? Milton Williams, another. He's unbelievable. And then you've been here. Oh, that wasn't technically in the rule book. If you hit that's a backward pass. Come on. If anything, it's you can't. That's fumble. Backward pass. Should have been a touchdown. But I'm happy they didn't because, you know what? Drake May got a touchdown, first career rushing touchdown in the playoffs for him. And, let's go to Drake May here. He didn't play a great game, but also there's a lot of people are saying, oh, the snow didn't start until the end of the third quarter, middle of the third quarter. Yeah, but also the wind chill was in the negatives. People's beers were freaking probably, beer doesn't really freeze, but people's drinks were probably freezing. You probably had to drink your drink in 0.4 seconds before you even got back to the seat, or else it would have frozen your hand. It was freezing out. It was a freaking cold game. And it looked like the ball's a little slippery. The one, Jarrett Stidham, I don't know the exact stat line. I'm not looking it up, but I don't know the exact stat line, but it was something with Jarrett, and I probably should look it up. But Jarrett Stidham had that one pass, and I don't think he eclipsed that one pass in the rest of the game. It was completely shut down. The short passes couldn't work. It was so cold. The Broncos' run game wasn't working, and the Patriots started running the football decent. The Patriots played pretty well. Running the ball, I think Ramondre had 71 rushing, and Drake May had 65 rushing. And that's what you need. That's a valuable player right there. And Drake, when you don't have it in the passing game, and when you just play not to lose. Sometimes not to lose, but just you don't make stupid decisions. You could see the way the Broncos were operating on offense and the way Patriots defense was operating. That's all they had. Those two drives where they should have kicked the field goal and then the touchdown. That was all they had. They couldn't do anything else. If you didn't turn the ball over and you just punted it to them consistently, you just go up 10. Once you went up 10 in the third quarter, just run the clock. It didn't matter. The game was over. It was in hand. They couldn't do anything. The snow started falling. You couldn't run on the field. The snow was up to their ankles. It was it was just a dominating performance, and it didn't look like it on the. I don't want to say it was dominating performance, but there was very little resistance on the Broncos offense. By resistance, I just mean it felt like the Broncos they had that play and it was like, oh shoot. And then you realize like, oh, they're not doing that again. It just felt like that watching the game. And of course, if you're a Broncos fan or you're a Patriots fan, that game was agonizing. A lot of people are saying that wasn't a great game, which, I guess 10-7 game, I guess could be considered not great. But if you're watching the game, it was an entertaining game because there was any break, anybody broke through, if you got a step on somebody, in that snow. If you somehow got a step, if there was a slip, if there was anything, if somebody messed up, if the ball slipped out, if there was an extra little turnover, if the handoff got slipped. I mean, Ramondre fell in the backfield, and that almost was a turnover on their Patriots' own 2-yard line. So there's so much that goes into it, and it just was so exciting to watch. It was such a fun game to watch, and it was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking just because you know it's snowing, you know that anything can happen, but it felt like Drake had a hold of what he was doing. He threw for 80 something yards. That's nothing. It's nothing. But 25-mile-an-hour winds in in snow, I'll take that, right? That's fine. That's okay. You get the win. We've seen the Patriots put up points. We've seen it. Scored 21 against Houston. Had, I think, like over 300 total yards against the Chargers. They scored 23 against the Bills earlier this season. They scored 28 in primetime against Baltimore, who people think should have made it in the playoffs. Who cares? They didn't. But when it's not about, it's about the game at hand. Comparing other games and how it works, it doesn't work. You can't compare how the Seahawks-Rams game went. You can't say, oh, they scored 31 points, therefore, totally different game. Totally different game. If it turns into a shootout, I think they could get the ball to spread out and start throwing the ball down the field. The O-line held up. Nick Bonito, they had 5 sacks, but they were all like coverage sacks. Nick Bonito had 0 goose egg anything. He had nothing on the box score. No tackles, no sacks, no anything. He just had snaps. Will Campbell just stifled him. And everybody talks about, oh, Will Campbell is an issue. Will Campbell needs to get moved to guard. No. Nick Bonito is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. So maybe a couple weeks off of an injury does help. Maybe Will Anderson's really good. Maybe he just had a couple bad games. Maybe he's a rookie offensive tackle in the playoffs. That could be it. I wonder if that's the thing. He's a rookie playing in the playoffs for the first time. Jared Wilson, also left guard, playing in the playoffs for his first time. Had a couple struggles, but also held up against Zach Allen, who they said, Zach Allen's gonna completely dominate. There was the sacks that Drake took were the type of sacks where it was like, we know who we're playing. Just take the sack. It's fine. You don't got to push it. Maybe if and everyone said, if Bo Nix was playing, this would have been a whole different game. Broncos would have won by blah 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 scores, would have won by 20, would have won by double digits. Well, if Bo Nix was playing, the Patriots would have played a totally different way too. They wouldn't have game planned the offense and then just not mailing it in, but just being like, hey, they can't do anything on offense. These guys can't do anything. What are you gonna do? Why are you gonna risk doing stupid stuff when the offense on the other side just can't even do anything? So why are you even gonna do anything? What's the point of airing the ball? So that you could say, the passing stats are great. They don't care about the stats. They want to win games. And they did. They won the game. After that, I don't even know if I don't know if the Broncos even passed the 50 in the second half. I don't know if they passed the 50. It was the defense, the Patriots defense just felt like it was like, when are we going to get another turnover? When are the Patriots going to get another turnover? Because it just felt like it was coming every time. It felt like somebody was gonna step up and make a play. It just felt like that. Just Woodson or Carlton Davis probably gonna catch another one. It felt like Gonzo ended up catching it first of the year. Good for him. Good time to get it. Threw up a nice little duck playing off coverage and saw it the whole way. No chance. 0 chance that got to the receiver. I mean, not even like a little chance. Like that was the worst throw I've ever seen. That was like if I was playing quarterback, that's what would have happened. So, and it did look like the wind, it got caught up in that wind. But also, I mean, they did cross the 15 tried to kick the field goal, and Leonard Taylor pick up from the Jets, went 0-6 with the Jets, and now he's going to the Super Bowl. Huge block, got his hands up, fingertips on it. Unbelievable play. That's what you need from these guys. You need those kind of plays from guys that you pick up and you just sign from the practice squad. They just called him up. I think they just called him up this week for that game. They brought him in, and he makes the critical block. Who knows if it would have went in? Probably, let's just say it would have. That's a huge play. I mean, that's the play of the game. Because then, the Patriots are already in this mindset of we just have to run the ball, maybe the Patriots would have went down and scored, but hey, these are all what ifs. We're not a one if franchise. Patriots are not a one if franchise. New England doesn't do that. They just win. Nick Bonito says, well, we were the better team. Well, you didn't win, and you did nothing. It's pretty simple. Flea flicker. Ramondre flicks it, turns around, picks up the blitzer. Give me a break. This kid is awesome. Ramondre is the biggest player on this offense. He's unbelievable. He runs with strength and speed and power, and he makes these pass block. And the way he pass blocks, just like, this guy is unbelievable at football. He's an all-around back, and nobody talks about him. All you hear about Ramondre is that he fumbles because he fumbled 3 times in Pittsburgh. Who cares? That's over. That was like a season ago, pretty much. I mean, that was week 4. He hasn't done it. He's just been a monster every way possible. You need him pass blocking, he pass blocks. You need him to catch a pass, he catches it. And then he goes. He runs after the catch. You need him to go between the tackles? Yup. You want him on outside zone? Yup, he'll do it. But the pass blocking is just, it's so crucial. And it's so good. And it's just, having Mac Hollins back too. I mean, I know he had maybe, did he have one or two? He had like 2 catches, something like that, 3 catches. He had a couple catches, not too many. But the flea flicker, that was a huge play to extend that drive. It was just complimentary football, and it wasn't flashy, but it was like in 2001, Tuck Rule game, Snow Bowl. The Patriots won it against the Raiders. It was just an ugly win. And ugly wins are good in the NFL because a lot of people like to talk about the beautiful losses. He still threw for 300 yards. Who cares? He lost. Didn't take care of the football. Josh Allen. Bills. They scored 30 points. Bills scored 30. They would have been. You lost. Turn the ball over 4 times. You don't turn the ball over 4 times, you don't got to score 30. You don't got to turn into Superman. He creates these problems himself. And everybody says, Drake, the turnover issue is going to be huge. Nick Bonito is going to get after him. It's going to be embarrassing. I didn't see it. I just saw it. Sit back there, nothing open, nothing. Okay, let's just take the sack. Let's run for 10, 15 yards. Let's move up in the pocket. Will Campbell's taking care of business with come on. 230 pounds. It's like the DN also, which also everybody talks how great Nick Bonito is, also has short arms. I guess it only pertains to Will Campbell when he's losing a couple pass reps to second best pass rusher in the game. Whatever. Anyway, look. When they needed it, they did it. And Andy Borregales, look, if he just took on, he had a 63-yarder at half. I could have sworn he was going to nail that thing. I could have sworn he tried to crush it, which I feel like I've never really kicked a field goal, but I feel like that would be comparison of when you have like a 5-iron and you're trying to like hit it an extra like 15 yards because you're in between clubs, or you're like a 4-iron. You don't want, like, you're in between that, like your 3-wood and your 4-iron. You're like, I gotta get this there. But if I have my 3-wood, and then you like just shank it. That's exactly what that feels like. It feels like you just tried to like crush it and just yanked it. But who cares? Didn't matter in the end because he hit the game winner. Little chip shot, game winner. Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Missed another one, but it's fine. Didn't need it. Never needed it. I almost feel like the defense was like, just give us 10. Just give us anything. We're good. Like, we're good. We'll win this. We don't need it. They could have almost not even needed the offense. I mean, that was just an unbelievable game by the defense. And, you know, they got their work cut out for them with Seattle. But in my mind, maybe I'll probably do some more this week about this game leading up to it, because we got 2 weeks. So leading up, I'll kind of talk about it more. But just looking at it in the broad scheme, just a preview of the preview, I guess you could say, without me kind of diving in and looking at exactly what's going on. Feels like the Patriots got a pretty good matchup. I want for what they could for the Super Bowl. I think they opened at the Patriots opened at like a +4.5, +5.5, which I think is hilarious. Neutral site game. I don't know. Look, I think Jackson Smith-Njigba is unbelievable at football. But Christian Gonzalez can play some football too. Marcus Jones can play some football. You know, Raheem Shaheed's really good, but he just tries to take the top off. I think we might have saw him earlier with the Saints, I believe. I'll have to go back and look, but we'll see. And then they have Cooper Kupp, who's a good player, right? But I think Marcus he has no chance against Marcus Jones. I don't think he has a chance. I really don't. And I love Cooper Kupp. I think he's a great player. But if you look at the matchups, I think JSN and Gonzo is going to be unbelievable. That's going to be pay-per-view. If you could just get an ISO cam on that, like, that would be pay-per-view. That would be like great. That's going to be the matchup. That's going to be, can Sam Darnold consistently find JSN open? And if he can't, is he going to have enough time with the pass rush? Because we've seen this now. This Patriots pass rush is not to be messed with. They are not to be messed with. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore cannot be stopped in the middle. They can't. They can't be stopped. There's nothing any guard center can do. They can't be stopped. It's just a fact. It's a fact. And Clavon Chason, he could have a decent game here now. Hey, who's stopping him? You know, he could have a heck of a game. And Anthony Jennings on the other side, he's turned into one heck of a football player. And who knows if Harold Landry can go? Who knows if he only played 11 plays last week. He was out this week. And he could an extra week or two off, heal it, one more hoorah. Harold Landry could get in the mix, and if Harold Landry, if they could put him in, like on, just like give me like third down or second and long, like just give me like a pass rush, give me 10 snaps, like not on first down, not on whatever, give me like 10 snaps, 10 to 15 snaps. Get after it, like. I think he has a chance. And the way the Patriots have been blitzing is just, Hey, it's been a while since this, but and it's totally different defense, but we'll be hearing it all week. Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. He was with the Jets, totally different guy now. He's totally different. But we have seen last year with the Vikings, he's looked bad before. You know, against the Colts, didn't look great. Right? Is the interior pressure once again going to get to the opposing quarterback? And this is the biggest test for the defense. Sam Darnold. He's been playing good. He's got Offensive Player of the Year candidate as a receiver. He has a great running back. But the Patriots going to be able to stop the run and force them to be in passing downs a lot? Are they going to force them to throw the football? And how are the Seahawks going to try to attack this Patriots defense? Because we have seen in the past couple of weeks, the deep balls have been open against the Patriots. But they haven't really hit except the one Stidham hit. So are they going to try to push the ball down the field? They could, but now the Patriots might be like, okay, we're not getting beat by that again. And it could be able to open up that underneath. Barner, the tight end for Seattle, is a good player. He can play some good football. He's not Kittle, and he's not unbelievable, but he can play, and he gets open a lot when JSN isn't. And then a key factor also is going to be is Spillane going to be okay? Because he ended up going down with an ankle, and he actually looked okay, which could be a good sign. He looked okay. He was on the field after the game, looked okay. After his injury, he was kind of bouncing around. So I don't know when the first injury report comes out. I don't know if they delay it this week. I don't know if they get a couple extra days. I'm not too sure. But yeah, on the offensive side, I think the Seahawks also match up well against what the Patriots have. But I don't know if their run. I don't know if I'm excited to see how they're going to use Ramondre, because he's been great. And their pass rush, Seattle's pass rush is not as good as any of the three teams that the Patriots have played in the last 3 weeks. They're not as good. Not even close, actually. So Drake May with time. Drake May in good weather. He hasn't had warm weather in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever it's been. Since like week 15, he hasn't had good weather. Maybe even before that. So does Drake get nice weather in the 60 to 70 degrees feel like 100 degrees to him, and he just slings the pill? That's possible, man. That's possible. And Stephon Diggs is he's gonna be ready to rumble, man. He's gonna be ready to go. He's gonna, the Seahawks have a good defense, but they don't have guys who are Pat Surtain. They don't have that guy. They have good players. They got good players. But it's not Pat Surtain, is what I'm saying. Like, they got guys, but they can't get beat. And we saw the Rams, and we've seen teams throughout the year kind of expose them a little bit. Not expose them, but, put up points. But the Seattle offense just always put up more points. But they haven't seen this Patriots defense. This Patriots defense is looking like a totally different team. They're looking unbelievable right now. They look like a totally different team. So I just want to come on, just talk about that, just kind of talk about just recap it a little bit. Recap what happened. Talk about the Pats a little bit. Kayshon Boutte also, he's due for a Super Bowl touchdown, let me tell you. I think Kayshon Boutte, Hunter Henry, it's going to be good. I talked about my X Factors last game. Ellis, he ended up having to come in and play the position that I was talking about. He didn't play he was playing all year, and he played good. He came in and played good. He filled the run real well. Westover didn't have as much of a factor as I thought he was going to. He didn't really, but also I think there was a point to that game where it was just flood. It was just flood the whole. Denver was just like they're running it. It was to that point, so it's hard to. I mean, one man, he played good. He played all right. He didn't. I mean, he wasn't. He was on the field. So, but I think I think another key thing was I thought the Broncos needed to run the football well, and they didn't. And I think the Patriots have good game plans going into it. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how Seattle gets. We both get an extra week, and to see what that extra week does in the game planning. If they can pick up on tells from the Patriots defense, same with the other way, and see what that chess match is going to be like. See how that chess match is going to end up playing with having an extra week of prep. And I think Vrabel, with an extra week of prep, comes out, plays pretty well usually. So we'll see. Great Seattle team. They're really good all around. They don't have many holes. They're just a solid football team. Very good. And I think it's going to be a heck of a Super Bowl. The Patriots play so cohesive, one unit. They really play as one, and it's fun to watch, man. It's fun to watch, and it's fun watching all these national people start to pretend they've been watching the Patriots all year and have no idea what's going on because they missed out. They probably weren't. They were too busy sniffing the Bills' ass and sniffing the Chiefs' ass, and even when they were 3-8 or whatever the hell the Chiefs were. ESPN's still saying, I think the Chiefs still have a chance. I still think they have a chance. They never had a chance. Even before Mahomes got hurt, they didn't have a chance. And they were still talking about them forever. And they Patriots were first in the division, and they were just like, the Bills, Josh Allen threw for 300 yards, and who gives a hell? Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Who cares? One more game. That's it. And Drake May will be the youngest player to ever win the Super Bowl. Man. Well, not the youngest player, the youngest quarterback, but you know what I meant. It's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be exciting. I think this Patriots team's ready for it. I think Vrabel's going to get them ready for it. And I think their coaching staff, knowing about knowing about the Super Bowl, knowing about just the intricacies of, okay, when the halftime is X amount of minutes more, 5, 6, 7 minutes more, the pregame stuff is going to be a lot longer, so don't get super juiced up early because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on leading up to it. Just little things here and there where I think they'll be able to kind of prep them for things that Seattle's coaching staff may kind of lack in that domain, in that area. They're not as prepped. They don't really know what to expect as much. Sam Darnold in 23 was the backup with San Fran, so he has a little insight, but he wasn't in the game. He doesn't know that feeling as much. He's seen it once, so maybe he'll be able to give that insight. But I think having the coaching staff that knows the ins and outs of the little things of the Super Bowl, where when you have more time in the Super Bowl, the more times you make it there, the more you don't get super jacked up, and then you realize there's still 15 minutes left because they got to do the long national anthem. They gotta do everything. They gotta do all the pageantry stuff. They gotta do everything, and you got the Super Bowl logo in the middle. You got the Super Bowl patch on. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be fun, and I'm ready. I'm ready for this ride. I'm ready for this 2 weeks. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a fun 2 weeks. leading up. It's going to be nerve-wracking 2 weeks, but that Patriots game, that Super Bowl, Seattle, rematch, Malcolm Butler. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one, man. I'm excited. I just want to come on quick, like little 30-something minutes and just talk about it real quick. Maybe leading up, do more in-depth dives of offense, defense, position players, things like that. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace.